Hello, I'm Zorab and this is Byther Farm. Today, I'm sorting out the duck house. So for the last few days, I've noticed in the mornings it's actually quite moist in there. The air is really quite damp, and I'm really concerned that this is going to cause problems for the ducks. So I'm going to put some better ventilation holes. At the moment we have these 1-inch holes going all round the duck house, but I'm actually going to cut panels out and put a piece of hardware cloth over them, so they've got a much bigger ventilation area. And I'm not worried about them getting cold. The ducks are walking around in duck down duvets. Usually the problem is overheating rather than getting too cold. But I think better airflow would really help the ducks. So that's what I'm going to do. On the inside of this, there's a dividing supporting piece here and at each edge as well. So I need to avoid that bit in the middle. But I can take out a section here and here, and likewise on that side. So we could have 4 panels. I think what I'm going to start with is one here and one here, or one on this side and one on this side, and see how I go. So I'm going to use these holes as my starting point. I'm just going to go for it. I realise this is not pretty. It didn't need to be pretty, it needed to work. Now the best way that I know to take a piece out when you haven't got big holes at the bottom is to cut at an angle, so that's what I'm going to try doing. Ta-da! And again I'll go this way, this time I can go straight. And the reason that I didn't just take it down to where the tongue and groove is here is that I didn't want that slither to come out and then to be trying to fix the wire onto the very thin part of the tongue and groove. This way it's got a bit more solid wood to fit the grid onto, and I think it would just give it a little bit more rigidity and stability. Now ideally I would also put a piece of battening along to secure it. If I can find any, I'll do that, but first of all I'm going to get that piece of hardware cloth on. So I've cut my piece of metal grid, and in some places this is called hardware cloth, so that's what I'll call it, and I've done it so that it goes around the outside quite nicely of the hole. And I'm just going to put in 2 or 3 staples just to hold it into place right now. Okay, so 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to staple along and all round it, not just around the edges but towards the hole as well. I'm going to pay particular attention to the corners, because I just think if something was trying to get in it might try and peel the corners if they were loose. And I think eventually I will put a batten all the way along here to cover up this edge, so there's no chance of anything kind of getting its claw underneath it. I'm really pleased that I've done this. It's something I've been thinking about, wondering if I should do, but just the way that it's been inside the duck house for the last few days, the humidity was really quite uncomfortably high in the mornings. So I'm hoping that this will solve it, and if this still isn't enough, I can do the other two sections in the centre, or I could do a section at the end. But first of all, I need to get this one on. The turkeys are making a lot of noise because there's a helicopter going over. It's not a helicopter, it's a hang glider or a microlight. If you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up or leave a comment, or both. And if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel. That was good. We don't often see those. Anyway, I'm trying to get on with this, and I'm trying to get it done before the duck's bedtime. I can't actually get the stapler down here very easily behind this pallet, so I'm just going to do the best that I can and then do a full row of staples higher up. It'll be interesting to see as they get more light from this side, whether the ducks are noisier in the mornings because they know the sun is up. Which at this time of year isn't really a problem, but when the sun's coming out at 4:30 in the summer, they might get a bit noisy. We'll have to wait and see. So the inside of the duck house now looks like this, with the two holes that have got netting over them. They've got clean, fresh bedding. And we'll just see what that's like tomorrow morning. Fingers crossed that that's enough for them. And so, wherever you are in the world and whatever you've got planned for today, I hope it's a good one. And I also hope you'll join me again tomorrow.